In this video, we are going to learn how to better manage music in our game. That is how to fade in music and fade out music. I made a video about fade in and fade out earlier also, but in this one we will see how to better manage it. And along with that, we will also see how to implement a music mute button. So you should keep in mind that this button only mutes the background music. It will not mute the game sounds, right? So let's get started. I have three scenes here: new scene 4, new scene 5, new scene 6. There is a new scene 3, but that's not important. So in these three scenes, you can see that I have written some code, and it's a lot of code, and this code is the same code across the three scenes with little changes, right? So I will not be, I will not be deleting the code because it's a lot of code. I also don't remember all the things at once. It took me 2 hours or something to write this whole thing while testing it out. So I will not delete it. I will just explain to you what is done here, what is being done here, so that you can simply copy the code from GitHub and put it in your projects. But try to understand it so that you can do it, change it around if you have to. So first thing, for fading in and fading out, I have one setting across all the scenes, and that setting is here. Go to your project manager, go to scenes, and if you click on these three dots and you click on edit scene properties, you can see that I have this unchecked: top music and sounds on startup. So keep it unchecked for all the scenes. New scene 4, it is unchecked, and in new scene 5 also unchecked. Keep it unchecked for all your scenes. Very important, right? So that's the first step which you should do before copying the code. Of course you can copy the code, but these setups cannot be copied. You have to set it up yourself. So that was the first step. Uncheck that checkbox, right? What is the next step? The next step is this: go to your project manager and go to game settings and go to global variables. Now you can see here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 global variables. You also have to make all of them, and if possible you should keep their values like this, you know except for the first one. Maybe this first one, go to level. This is a variable that simply tells your game which level to go to next. In my case, I have new scene 5, new scene 4, new scene 6. So I have written the name of new scene 5 by default. You can put other scene names. Suppose your game has some other scene name. For example, you have a name, maybe Midgard Area 1. Suppose this is your stage which you want to switch to at the beginning or something. Just write anything. I mean your stage name. I have written new scene 5 because I have new scene 5, right? And one more important thing, don't put quotes here or it will not work for some reason. I don't know why it's not working with quotes, but it's not. So don't put quotes, just write this. Just write the scene name. And rest of these numerical values you can keep it the same as mine, because uh, they are used to manage the music fading in and fading out, and also the music mute and unmute. You can keep it at these values only, right? So create these variables also, this is important. So this was the second step which you have to do for the setup of your game. So these two steps are very important, so don't forget to do them before copying the code. And the third setup is the presence of this music mute unmute button sprite, right? Music mute unmute sprite. So I have made this sprite in my new scene 4 itself, but then I converted it to global object, right? So when I converted it to global object, it became available in all my scenes, right? As you can see, and when you convert a sprite or any object to global object, its name becomes bold and italicized, right? And it becomes available in the objects list of all the scenes. So you can simply go to your scenes and drag one of these, and you can see, let me open it. I have two animations in my music mute and mute sprite. One is the unmute animation, which is a plain speaker, and the other is a mute animation, which is a speaker with a cross. So these sprites, you can use them as they are. I will upload them on GitHub. You can simply download them and use them freely. I have no uh, problem with that. But you can make your own also. That's how it's made. I have two animations. You can also put two animations, which is it will be very important to put two animations actually. So do you have to put them? So that's the third setup, the presence of this sprite. So after doing these three setup steps, which you have to do manually in your game, right? You have to come here and understand the code. Let us understand how our code runs. So far, I have not loaded any music on any channel, but you can see in my scene events, I am doing this. At the beginning of the scene, I am loading a music file on my channel 0 with volume 0, right, and looping yes. So that's where I am loading the music file. So I am loading different music files in different scenes. You can load the same music file in different scenes, right? I have loaded B18 loop in my new scene 4, and I have loaded B16 loop in my new scene 5, and I have loaded B18 loop again in my new scene 6. So that's where the music file is being loaded. Now you can see I have different music files in different scenes, and when you switch scenes they fade in, right? So when you are fading in and fading out, there is really no point in continuing the music, right? You don't want to continue the music because you don't have to, and if you are continuing the music, you don't have to fade it in and fade it out. Let me make it simple for you. If you want to continue this music in the next scene, in in the scene which is coming after this scene, you just don't put this code in that scene. I will show you what I mean just now, but just I am telling you for information. That may be a case where you want to do that, so that's how you can do it. We will see how it will be done. So that's where I'm loading my music file. You can also load them here, different music file for different scenes. And so yeah, that's where music file is being loaded, and then I'm changing the variable fade music to 1. I This is my convention. When fade music global variable is 1, I will fade the music in. So in the beginning of the scene, I am putting it as 1, which means when the scene starts, I will start fading in the music. So here in the next event, if I am checking if my fade music is 1, and in the beginning it will be 1, and I am again checking if the volume of my music channel on channel 0 is less than 100, then I will increment the value of my volume, change the volume of the music on channel 0, add delta music volume. So delta music volume is a global variable which tells how much should the game add to the volume every frame. And how much should it add? Let us see. It is a global variable. So delta music volume 0.04. We will add 0.04 to the volume of our music channel every frame. So that's what this command does. And now this command. I am changing my scene based on clicking of a button. You can change it by using any other event. Maybe you have a character and that character reached the end of the stage, then you will change the scene. So here instead of this code you will check whether your character reached the end of the stage or not. So if that happens, if the event which changes the scene happens, whichever event it might be, you will do this, right? So in this, event, you may have to change these two lines. You have to add your own lines, like how are you changing the scene, right? I am changing the scene when I am clicking on the button, but you may be changing your scene using a different way, right? Maybe your character died, or maybe they finished the stage, or maybe they reached a high score, whatever, it could be anything, right? You have to put your own scene changing code in here. So far two modifications. One, you have to change your music file, and second, you have to change the scene changing code here. Now, when the scene changing code is running here, then you can see in the action, I have changed the text of global variable go to level to new scene 5, right? Here you will say when you will change the scene, when do you want to change the scene. But in this line you will tell which scene do you want to change to. In my case, I want to change to new scene 5. In your case, you may want to change to your own scene. Suppose, I don't know, whatever, Cloud City. Maybe there is a scene in your game Cloud City, so you will want to change to that, right? And notice something else here. Notice the presence of quotes. Now, when we were declaring the global variable goToLevel, I told you specifically not to use quotes and you should stick to that. But when you are modifying the value of this variable from inside your events, you have to put quotes, double quotes. So that's something to take care of again. So what do we have to change? Once more, you have to change the file game music file which you want to use. You have to change when you want to change your scene, and you have to change which scene do you want to change to. Very important, these three steps, and these three steps are custom steps for your game, right? And then this code fades the music out. When will the music fade out? It will fade out when you want to change the scene. So when your scene changing condition is true, I have done this. I have set fade music to 0, which by my own convention means that I want to fade the music out. So when this is true, fade music is 0 and the volume of my music channel is greater than 0. Volume on my music channel 0 is greater than 0, then I will subtract something. You can see I am adding global variable delta music volume, but I am subtracting 2 times of global variable delta music volume. There is a reason for that, and that reason is that when your volume goes down very slowly, you have to wait for a longer time, and you can just say that it is my own preference that I have made the volume go down faster than it is coming up. You can remove this 2 into 2 star. 2 star means I am multiplying it 2 times and then subtracting it. You can remove this, but this is my own preference. This sounds good to me, so I have done that. You don't have to change anything here, and you don't really have to change anything here either. But I will tell you, this code actually changes the scene, as you can see. So I am simply changing the scene. You can pause the scene, right? And that is also okay, that will work too. So how is this condition working? When your scene changing code is becoming true, then I am starting a timer, scene change timer, and when that timer reaches a certain time and my fade music is 0, which means that I am fading the music out. I am fading the music out and my scene change timer has reached a certain time. Then I will change the scene. That's important. You have to wait for certain time for the music to finish fading out, right? We can check in GDevelop, we can check whether the music on a particular channel has a volume of 0 or not, but I tried doing that. It kind of messes everything up, so I am not using that method. I am using the timer method because it's working little better. It's an approximation. What is the scene change time? How much are we waiting for? That is present in your global variable. Scene change time is 4 seconds. This is an approximation. You can change it to 3, 5, whatever you want. But for me, 4 works. You can change it to anything, right? So that's another thing. If you change it to 3, your scene will change faster and you may not be able to give enough time for your music to fade out. So that is something to consider too. And it will change the scene. You can pause and start a new scene. That is also okay. It will not break the code. I hope. It will not break the code. You can pause and start a new scene, right? Because we have that handled here. Here we are handling the case when you stop the scene and come back to this scene again, and here we are handling the case when you pause the scene and come back to this scene again. So in both these cases the same thing is happening, and I just want to say that we are handling both the cases, whether you change the scene or whether you pause the scene and change it. Both cases, in both cases the code will not break, right? So well, I hope it does not break. It may break, but you have to be careful with that. And so what do you have to change here? Again, number one, your music file, add your own music file. Number two, your scene change logic, it will be different from mine. Number three, which scene do you want to change to? You can have many scene change logics, as I will show you in the next scene. I have only one scene change logic. You can have another one and another one, right? And in different scene changing logics, you can simply change which scene do you want to change to. I will show you an example of that right now. That's it. That's the only three things that you have to change: your music file, your scene changing logic, and which scene you want to change to. That's it. And you can change other things also, as I explained, but it's not necessary. You can, if you are comfortable with these defaults, it's okay, right? Now before going to the music mute and mute button code, I will go to my next scene. I just want to show you here that I have two scene changing logics. One is here when I press the back button. You can see in my new scene 5 I have a next button and a back button. When I press the back button, I will change to new scene 4, and when I press the next button, I will change to new scene 6. Do you see that? And rest of the code is same here and here, the same code. And I can simply bring it here just to make it uh, make it look good, look symmetrical. Yeah, so you can have multiple scene changing logic and you can go to different scenes. So maybe in your game you have different doors and the player can enter any door. So you can make a different condition to for different doors. Just copy this and paste it and you will have another one. You can make the player go to somewhere else, right? So that's something else which you can change, add in it. Right, so that's it. In new scene 6 also the same code is written. New scene 5, new scene 4, and that's it. That's it for the you know music fade in and fade out system. Now for the mute system, mute and unmute system. Okay, before that let me show you how it works, how it looks like working. So as you can see, we are having a really nice effect of music mute and mute and fade in and fade out as well. So let's discuss the music mute and unmute code. Do you really have to change anything here? Well, no, not really. You can add one thing which I forgot to add. Let me add that. I will simply copy uh, this code, copy, and I will simply paste it at the end. Maybe, yeah. Uh, what just happened? I am copying and pasting. I got something extra. Yeah, not here. I got these extra things. So let me delete them. And yeah, I have just copied this and pasted it here. But instead of at the beginning of the scene, I want to do scene just resume so that we can handle both the cases. When the scene stops and you come back to the scene, and when the scene pauses and you come back to the scene. So both the cases are handled here. So you don't really have to change anything in your mute and mute code. Mute and mute, music mute and mute button code starts and music mute and mute button code ends. Let me first explain you how it works. It's a lot to explain. Before doing that, let me just copy this code and put it in all my scenes. And gdevelop, why does it do that? Okay, it's yeah. It's adding some extra copies of some extra code here. Yeah, that's looking good. Now, for music muting and unmuting, at the beginning of the scene, I am resetting a timer, mute and mute timer. And then at the beginning itself, I am checking if my delta music volume is less than equal to 0. Because if my delta music volume is less than equal to 0, it means that I am adding nothing and subtracting nothing from my music on channel 0. We are working on channel 0 exclusively, right? And we are not switching channels. So if it is 0, then we will simply change the number of animation of music mute and mute sprite to 1. And if it is greater than 0, we will change that animation to 0. And you can see that the animation number 0 means it is unmuted and the animation number 1 means it is muted, right? That's what's happening here. If the delta music volume is less than 0, it is muted. If the delta music volume is greater than 0, it is unmuted. That's what it's doing. And I'm doing that in both the cases, when the at the beginning of the scene and when the scene resumes. So I'm setting the timer and changing the animation and doing it in all the scenes. And next I'm checking for touch or click. And if the number of animation of music mute and mute sprite is 0, that is if I am at 0 animation, which is another way to check if my delta music volume is less than equal to 0 or greater than equal to 0. That's another way to check that. So yeah, if it is 0, it's right now it's unmuted. If it is 0 and my music mute and mute timer is greater than 0.5 seconds, this timer is simply there to give the game some time to process the you know process these commands. If I don't give it any time, it will not work. That toggling will not work. Whenever you are using only one switch to toggle something, you should give it some time to rest. That's true everywhere. No matter where you are developing anything, if you are choosing one switch to change something based on some condition, you have to give that switch some time to rest for toggling. So that's what it is, toggle timer. It is simply giving the button some time to process the commands. So this is important. And when this is true, all this is true, I am simply all this, which I mean that I am right now unmuted, then I will mute the music. And how am I muting it? I am changing the animation number of my sprite to 1, that is I am changing it to mute animation. And then I am setting my delta music volume to 0, which means that I will add 0 and subtract 0 from my channel volume. And then I am also changing the volume of my music channel 0 to 0, right? And then I am resetting the toggle timer, music unmute timer, mute unmute timer. And then I am also changing the scene change time to 0. Scene change time means when I am clicking here, it's taking some time, it's giving the music some time to fade out, right? It is the same thing, this one. It is giving the music some time to fade out. But when my music is muted, I do not want to give it time to fade out because it's already 0, right? So I set this time to 0 because I don't want to wait now, because there is no music to fade here, right? So this is the muting code. This is the code which mutes the music on the channel. And you should be careful that this does not mute the game sound. It will only mute the music channels. It will not mute the sound means jumping, attacking, or I don't know, firing, walking. These sounds will still play, but the music will not play. So that's the thing about it. That's why it's kind of difficult to implement, because it keeps the music muted while keeping the sound running. So yeah, and this thing, this is just the same as the this code at the beginning of the scene. It just runs when the scene resumes. So there is no difference between this one and this one. And then this one is simply there to unmute the music. This one was there to mute it, and this is there to unmute it. If my cursor is on this sprite and left mouse is pressed, then if my music mute and mute sprite is at animation 1, which means that it is muted, then I will check if my toggle timer, that is mute and mute timer, is greater than 0.5 seconds. Then I will change the music mute and mute sprite to 0, which means that I will unmute it, change it to unmute animation. And then I will change my delta music volume to global variable default delta music volume, which is my default delta music volume, as it implies by its name. You see default delta music volume 0.04, the same as this one. Delta music volume 0.04, default delta music volume 0.04. and there is default scene change time also similarly. Right, I'm changing my delta music volume to default delta music volume, and I'm changing my volume on music channel 0 to 0 because uh, you really when you unmute your music, you want it to fade in, right? It shouldn't suddenly unmute and become 100% suddenly, right? When you unmute, you want it to slowly fade in. That's why this code is there. Set it to 0 so that you keep adding to it something every frame, right? And then I'm resetting my toggle timer, mute and mute timer, and then I'm changing the scene change time to global variable default scene change time, which is 4. And then since I am unmuting the music, again I want to wait for the music to fade out when I go to the next scene, right? Because now there is some music running, and when you want to go to the next scene, you should allow it to fade out, right? So that's how the music mute unmute code is working, right? And you don't have to change anything here. I didn't change anything, I didn't tell you to change anything. You can simply copy from here to here and put it in your scenes, and also put this object in your scenes with these two animations, and you will have implemented your mute and mute thing for the music. And also you can simply copy and paste this code in your scenes and change this and change this, and you are set. You can change rest of the things also, as I have explained, but you don't have to. So yeah, that's how you can implement, you know, fade in fade out while changing scenes, and a mute button. I will put all this code on GitHub, and you can simply go and download the file. You can copy from one file. I will suppose I copy from here, I just copy it, and then I close my project and go to some other project. Then I can paste this code in that project, right? So that you can do. You can simply download this project, copy the code from here, go to your project and paste it there. It can be done that way. So yeah, you can do it. And yeah, that's how it is, that's how it can be done. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, or if you are having any problems while adding this thing to your game, you can uh, put your questions in the comment section, and I will try to answer them. I hope you like this video. Thank you for watching.